Yet another bucket list park. Finally, I'm on your grounds. It's taken so long to get here because Kansas City isn't exactly a place that where I'm from is on the top of the list of destinations in America. But no offense to Kansas City, this is Worlds of Fun, and we're finally here for the first time. There's a big attraction that opened here this year, which is Zambezi Zinger. I love Schwarzkopf's, and unfortunately I didn't get on the original. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting on that. I think that I'm here late enough in the season that it should be reliable enough. Also, a couple other classics are at this park, including Mamba, that I'm very looking forward to, and also Patriot even, the inverted B&M that's at this park. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy day because we're here for 4 hours in the afternoon before the park does its changeover for the haunt later on, which will be a separate vlog, and one I'm certainly fearing because unfortunately this park has had a bit of trouble with their haunts in the past couple of years, so it should be a completely different package to what this experience is. Hoping not, hoping it's nice and safe, and I'm sure it will be, but just preparing for what could potentially be a rough and rowdy night. It is Sunday, however, so I don't think it'll be too crazy, fortunately for that. Anyhow, time to get into this Cedar Fair Park, one of the last ones that I have to visit. In fact, after this park, I believe I only have 2 left in the chain. So we're getting close to completing the cycle, and this park has certainly been one that I've wanted to hit a lot earlier than that, but we're finally here. So come along, let's drop in to Worlds of Fun. If you know my channel, if you know me, the way to really get me happy at the start of a day is a nice classic log flume. And Worlds of Fun's got one, and it was open, so obviously I had to do the Viking right off the start, as it was just sitting there, and those lines can sometimes get pretty long, as I've missed many log flumes in parks because of the extended line. They're very popular attractions. My home park, the general manager of operations at Canada's Wonderland, has even gone on record just recently as saying that he wishes that my home park had a log flume, as we did have one back in the day. Why am I going off about it? Because that was an excellent log flume. It is dated, it's as old as this park, 50 years old, so I'm pretty sure it's an aerodynamics model. But yeah, just a great sort of rough start as you do that first ascent into this valley of trees. And really the whole thing is situated so well that yeah, you just get a nice scenic ride, and then a lot of sort of like rough rapids, if you will, before getting to the final drop. The first drop, being small, was actually way more crazy and wet than, say, the final drop, which was only like 30 feet. But that was a great flume. I'm definitely happy I started with it, and this is probably going to be a brilliant day here at Worlds of Fun. This park has been stated as being one of the most beautiful in the chain, and I'm starting to get a feel of that now that we're out of the main entrance area and we explore the jungle. Ooh, we even have an Enterprise that's still running here. Zulu. Gonna have to give that a go. Haven't been really focusing on flats on this trip, as the priority has obviously been roller coasters, but the highlight attraction while we're here has finally appeared in the background. There's a bit of a line, so we're certainly going to try to get on it immediately, because I have a feeling it's only going to get crazier over time. That would be, of course, Zambezi Zinger, going up its spiral lift hill with Titan track. We have hit a bit of a trifecta as far as the coasters are concerned, as we have arrived at Prowler, the park's GCI Woody, and it's a walk-on, so we're gonna walk right onto it right now. In fact, we may actually get more than a couple of rides on it. No point in burning off valuable walk-on time. Let's get on Prowler. So I just realized that because of the timing of where I'm at in my credit count, that I can't go on Zambezi Zinger right now, because it makes more sense that that's a 450 than a 444. So I got to go through all the, or at least a few rides here in order to get to 450. So we'll get some more credits in. Boomerang's right here. Let's roll. Boomerang all done. Standard Vekoma Boomerang, but with the newer car. Wasn't too bad. It was definitely manageable. I've been on so many of these rides now. Vekoma needs really an award for marketing, because the amount of these rides that they sold that are still running today, that people are gleefully riding anyway, they certainly did their job in the early 80s finding a product that they could literally just, just spread to the world, for lack of a better expression. We're going to the other side of the park because I did get it wrong. Apparently, there are 8 roller coasters here at Worlds of Fun. There is a large wood din coaster from 1989 that apparently is here, over 100 feet tall. Can't see it anywhere in the park. This park is very interesting in how it's sort of situated, because it's somewhat secluded. Each section is so covered in trees or heavily landscaped that, yeah, they really do hide each other's attractions, which is kind of good. All right, let's see what I can discover over there.
Look over here, look over there. There's some pictures out there somewhere.
With Mamba now running a test train after my 2 rides, I feel like my timing was perfect on it. A very good ride. I love those Morgan Hyper coasters, as yeah, they're among my favorite of the old class of major rides. I think I still prefer Steel Force a little bit more than Mamba, by just a touch. It's just the terrain of Steel Force really lends to the layout, but really almost the identical layout to this coaster. I believe it's just a mirror image of that ride. Crazy airtime moments on the first drop from the first seat. I got a second from the first seat ride, so that means that, yeah, really it's kind of like a hidden secret that if you try to get to the second row in the front, you don't have to wait for what is usually the biggest queue in the ride. Because of that, you still essentially get the same view, especially on those Morgan coasters, and there's so much room and space on those cars. So yeah, definitely enjoyed the ride. I'd say it was better in the front than the back, because the front definitely had a lot more pops of airtime, especially before getting that turnaround. The brake run is very effective as well. We are all done with Timberwolf. We have one other coaster to do before I have to go back to Zambezi Zinger to hopefully get my 450, but we have a little less than 2 hours to go, so I'm going to hustle a bit. Hopefully I'll be able to cover as much as I can. Now this park has lived up to what was said to me before in its beauty. As you can see, it is quite stunning. Simple. It reminds me, even this section reminds me a lot of Phantasialand, at least with the Chinese lanterns and everything. Very reminiscent. We're not going to waste any time. I would like for Zambezi to be 450, but I also would like a day ride before I tackle it in the night and have potentially larger crowds to get on that ride. So because of that, we're headed over there now to ensure that we do not end up getting frustrated later. Surprised it's taken us this long to get back to this side of the park. It hasn't been that long. It's only 3:30, so it's been 2.5 hours, but we have done a full cycle. And it's getting a tiny bit busier, as you would expect, because obviously the haunt approaches. As I stated, the curse is here and Zambezi Zinger has now gone down. Now, it was temporary, so we're actually going to hang tight a bit and see if we can't sneak on, because if we can and it comes back up, then we'll avoid a major queue, which would be nice.
And inside the Jeep at all times.
Which means that now you're out of here, we're gonna take you up and all around. You're about to go walk around. See you.
Thank you for joining us at Adventure Safari Tours. And enjoy the rest of your journey.
With Zambezi Zinger, or incredibly enough, and I must say that ride deserved an honorable mention for one of the best new attractions of 2023. Despite all the setbacks with the ride, even the shutdowns that I experienced today, I managed to get a front and a back seat ride on it. Favorite elements, definitely the diving turn right into the tunnel in the second half of the ride. I enjoyed the Titan track curve around the spiral lift hill a lot. I know a lot of people complain about Titan track being too smooth and being disruptive to the wood coaster experience. I would say I didn't really find it all that bad, because this ride is essentially half Titan track anyway. But I think it's a revolutionary ride. It's definitely worth some praise, because really that second half was unrelenting. The way it uses that terrain, that diving helix at the final section right before you go to the return track, was outstanding. It really carries the speed throughout the ride. Definitely an exceptional ride. So we are done for our day portion here at Worlds of Fun. It'll be interesting to see how busy it gets tonight, it being a Sunday and there being a Chiefs game that's just finishing up right now. We're getting close to the fourth quarter as we speak. I do not know what the score is. 'Cause I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm a Browns fan, in case anybody wants to know. Day impressions of Worlds of Fun. Much like Six Flags St. Louis, an absolutely beautifully realized park. One of the best in America from what I've seen as far as beauty and immersiveness. This is truly a theme park. Unlike most of the parks in the Cedar Fair chain, which are legitimately amusement parks, this is actually a theme park and has the decor to match. Even if it is a smaller park in the sense of like compared to something like Universal and Disney and even Busch Gardens, I would say that the people of Kansas City are treated well to a beautiful place. However, it certainly is lacking as far as big rides are concerned. It's had some legendary ones over the years. I'm sure Zambezi Zinger will eventually be that too. But they have an amazing log ride, an amazing rapids ride that I unfortunately didn't get on, but I've heard good things about. And also a couple of other gems hidden that I'm sure I'm going to discover in the night portion of this vlog. I've had a pretty good day here. I don't think many vloggers have, and I would say that this has been a very satisfying day at Worlds of Fun. I can only get on 6 of the 8 rides or coasters here because I can't get on the kiddies coaster. As per Cedar Fair policy, they don't allow it without a kid. So that means we are headed out for a brief break, and we'll see you in the next one.